Making tables is fairly simple to do once you learn how to do it. And they're great for making your life easier with the more complex workbooks that you might run into when using Excel. Microsoft even says that tables make it easier to sort, filter, and format data within a sheet. And as we go through this, you're going to understand that that is completely an accurate statement. It really does making sorting, filtering, and formatting the data very, very easy. Basically, it is trying to make your life easier when it comes to working with large sheets. One of the things you have to make sure that you do, however, to make this even easier is make sure all of your data in your tables is contiguous. What we mean by that is you don't want missing columns or rows. It messes things up. There are three options that we're going to talk about when it comes to making tables. You don't have to know all three options. What I would suggest doing is trying all three at least once and see which one works best for you. Let's take a look at option one first. Here we have a very unformatted worksheet, and there's a whole lot of information in here. As I scroll down, you can see that there are several rows worth of data. What we're going to do to begin with is I'm going to click in the cell with name. So this is A2. I'm going to click all the way over to the end. Then I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut we talked about earlier, which is Control-Shift-Down arrow. That, of course, selects all of the cells with information in it. I'm then going to go back up here. Option one would have me go to the Insert tab, go over to the Tables group, which is right here, and find the button that says Table. Let me click on it and you'll see what pops up. As you can see, this dialog box pops up. The other two options, you're going to see this dialog box as well. So we're not going to make the table right now. I just wanted to show you one way to get there. Let me click Cancel. Let me show you option two. This is under the Home tab. We go to the Styles area over here, and we look for Format as a Table. I click the drop down, and I can make a table out of this. Now we'll talk about styles later on, but this way, doing it from Home and then Format as a Table, gives us a quick way to add formatting as well as create the table at the same time. Let me just click here, and you see the dialog box window pops up. Let me click Cancel. The fastest way that I found, and the preferred way that I do it, is I will still highlight all that information, and then I'll use the keyboard shortcut Control-T. You notice it's the same dialog box that's popped up before. I need to make sure that I have this little thing clicked that says My Table Has Headers, which would be name, the quiz information, the quiz average, exam information, and final grade. I'm going to click OK. And it has now turned this whole thing into a table. That's how easy this is. Notice it makes it a lot different looking. And here is your table. We will look at in other videos in this unit what these little drop down things mean as well as what the styles mean. Let's say that I have a table and I want to convert it back into the raw data that we have, the cell range, which is what we started off with. I'm going to click anywhere in the table to make sure the table is selected. I'm going to go to Table Tools, which pops up automatically once the table is selected. If you don't have the table selected, watch, it will disappear. I'm going to click out of the table. Table Tools is gone. Let me click inside the table, and Table Tools is back. So let me click in there. And over here under Tools, I have the ability to convert to a range. We're going to play in here a little bit later as well. We're not going to talk about pivot tables or slicers. That's more advanced, and that would be in a separate course altogether. But I do want to convert this back to a range. I'm going to click here. It says, are you sure? I'm going to say yes. And it's back to a range. Now notice it does look very similar to what it looked like a second ago. Let me Control-Z to undo what I just did. Notice really from just a visual aspect, the only difference is these drop downs are gone, but there's more to it. When I went to convert to range, it got it out of a table. This is no longer a table. but it did maintain the formatting that I added once it was in a table. So don't get confused there. Going back to arrange from a table will maintain the styles that you applied while it was a table.